Tears glisten in Amy's eyes as a familiar figure steps into the barn, silent, still, and unforgettable. For years, she's dreamed of this moment, but nothing could prepare her for the whirlwind of emotions flooding her heart as Ty Borden, long believed gone forever, walks back into her life. How is this even possible? Where has he been? And most importantly, why now? In Season 19, Episode 1 of Heartland, everything we thought we knew is shattered. Secrets unravel, love is tested, and the past comes crashing into the present with stunning force. The first episode isn't just a beginning, it's a reckoning. The sun rises over Heartland Ranch, casting golden light across the fields. But something feels different. There's an eerie stillness in the air, as if the land itself is holding its breath. Amy, standing alone in the barn, brushes her horse with mechanical focus. Her face carries a quiet sadness, the kind that comes from living too long with a wound that never truly heals. Ty's absence has shaped every corner of her life, and though time has moved on, her heart has remained frozen in the moment he left. Suddenly, the familiar creak of the barn door cuts through the silence. Amy turns, expecting to see Jack or maybe Lisa. Instead, she drops the brush in shock. A man stands in the doorway, partly hidden by shadow. Slowly, he steps forward. And then, there he is. Ty. For a few seconds, neither of them speaks. Amy's breath catches in her throat. Her hands tremble. Her eyes fill with tears that blur her vision. She wants to speak, to scream, to run into his arms, but she can't move. Her body won't respond. It's as if she's staring at a ghost. Ty looks older. His hair is longer, face roughened by years of wear, and his eyes, those eyes that once held warmth, now carry a storm of pain and secrets. He says her name, just once. Amy, and that one word breaks the dam. Amy stumbles forward, sobbing, clutching him like she'll never let go again. But as the embrace lingers, something is off. Ty isn't smiling. His arms are around her, yes, but his body is stiff, almost hesitant. Amy senses it. She pulls back slightly, searching his face. "Where have you been?" she whispers. Ty looks away. "It's a long story," he says, "and not all of it is mine to tell." Meanwhile, at the house, Jack senses something is wrong. He hears the horses stirring and heads to the barn. As he approaches, he spots Amy and Ty together, and his heart stops. His first instinct is disbelief, then suspicion. Jack's protective nature kicks in. Is this really Ty, or is something else going on? Back inside the house, Lou and Katie hear the commotion. Lou rushes out and sees Ty with her sister. She gasps. "Oh my God," she says, barely believing her eyes. The entire family gathers, each member overwhelmed by a flood of emotions: shock, joy, fear, anger. It's a reunion no one ever expected, but it comes with no answers. At dinner that night, Ty sits at the table, barely touching his food. Questions hang in the air. Amy wants to know everything: why he disappeared, why he never wrote, how he's alive after being presumed dead. But Ty dodges most questions, claiming he was forced to stay away for reasons he can't yet explain. "I had to protect you," he says cryptically. That night, Amy lies awake in bed. Ty is in the guest room. Her mind races, heart aching. She wants to trust him, wants to believe in this miracle, but she knows something isn't right. The way he avoids her gaze, the haunted look in his eyes, the silence he hides behind. It's not just trauma, it's secrets. Outside in the dark, a black SUV watches from the distance. The engine is off, but someone is inside, watching, waiting. Ty's return wasn't an accident, and whatever brought him back isn't done with him yet. The next morning at Heartland, the atmosphere is thick with unspoken questions. The air is heavy, almost suffocating, as if the very walls of the house are holding their breath, waiting for the truth. Ty eats quietly at the kitchen table while Amy makes coffee, stealing glances at him when she thinks he's not looking. She's searching for answers, for familiarity, for the man she lost. But every time she looks into Ty's eyes, she sees someone else, someone carrying the weight of a story far darker than she imagined, Jack, meanwhile, isn't content to wait. He pulls Ty aside and demands answers. You were gone for years, Ty. Amy grieved you. We buried you. You owe this family the truth. Ty lowers his head, his voice barely above a whisper. I know, Jack, and I'm sorry, but I had no choice. They would have come after you if I didn't disappear. Jack's face hardens. Who's they? Ty doesn't respond. Amy watches the exchange from a distance. Her heart sinks. She realizes Ty's silence isn't just guilt, it's fear. Later, as Ty helps her with Spartan in the corral, Amy tries again. If you're back, why won't you let me in? Why won't you tell me what happened? Ty brushes a hand through his hair, frustration etched across his face. Because I'm not the same man anymore, Amy. I saw things. I did things I'm not proud of. And I'm scared. Scared that if I tell you everything, you'll look at me differently. Amy's voice cracks. You were my everything. Nothing you say can change that. But Ty doesn't look convinced. As the day goes on, strange things begin happening around the ranch. A gate that was locked suddenly swings open. A trail of hoof prints leads to nowhere. Katie swears she saw a man near the fence line, but when Jack goes to check, there's no one there. It feels like the ranch is being watched. Amy starts to wonder if Ty brought danger with him. Lou, ever the realist, confronts Amy. You need to think clearly. This is all moving too fast. He's back from the dead and refusing to explain. What if he's in trouble? What if we're all in danger? Amy resists the idea, but deep down, she's already asking herself the same questions. Later that evening, Ty disappears. No note, no message, just gone. Panic erupts through the house. Amy rushes to the barn, to the lake, even to the tree where she and Ty carved their initials years ago. He's nowhere. The fear she thought she had left behind returns in full force. But then, in the middle of the night, Amy hears something outside. She steps onto the porch and finds Ty leaning against the fence, staring at the stars. His face is shadowed, his eyes hollow. She joins him, her voice soft. Where did you go? He sighs. There's a man watching the ranch. He's been following me since I escaped. Amy's breath catches. Escaped? Ty nods. I was taken. Years ago. Not just gone. I was held. Amy feels her knees go weak. Her worst fears begin to crystallize. By who? She asks. Ty hesitates. I can't say. Not yet. But they're not done with me. And now that I'm here, they know where to find me. He turns to her, voice trembling. I shouldn't have come back. I've put you all in danger. But Amy refuses to let fear win. She grabs his hand. We'll face it together. Whatever it is, we'll fight it. As they stand in the dark, hand in hand, neither of them knows what's coming next. But one thing is certain. Ty's return wasn't a blessing. It was a warning. And the shadows from his past are already creeping closer to Heartland. Ty's words echo in Amy's mind long after their conversation ends. I shouldn't have come back. I've put you all in danger. She can't sleep. Every creak of the floorboards and howl of the wind feels like a threat. The man she once trusted with her heart, but before they can process any more, another shock shakes the ranch. Katie finds a note tucked under the barn door. It's simple but chilling. Tell Ty to stop talking. This is his only warning. Jack tightens his grip on the rifle. Lou demands they call the police, but Ty stops them. If the police get involved, more innocent people will get hurt. They have eyes everywhere. Amy looks at him with disbelief. Then what do we do? Just wait for them to come for you? Ty's jaw clenches. No, we fight. But we do it smart. Quietly. That night, Amy dreams of the past. Of riding horses with Ty. Of laughter. Of the family they once were. But every dream turns into a nightmare. A faceless man chasing Ty through the woods. Amy screaming but unable to move. The sound of a heartbeat, fast and frantic. She wakes up in tears. This is no longer just about love. It's about survival. And somewhere in the shadows, someone is already planning their next move. Ty's return to Heartland wasn't the end of the story. It was just the beginning. The storm hasn't passed. It's only just begun. Night falls heavy over Heartland, darker than usual, the kind of night that wraps the ranch in silence. Not peace, but the silence before a storm. Inside the house, tension coils like a snake ready to strike. Everyone's on edge. Even the horses sense something. They're restless, pacing in their stalls. Ty stands by the window, eyes fixed on the horizon, fists clenched. Amy watches him, unsure whether to hold him or fear for him. Their love, once unshakable, now hangs in the balance, tangled in secrets, danger, and the ghosts of time lost. Then it happens. A loud bang outside. Not thunder, not a gate slamming, a gunshot. Amy and Ty rush to the porch. Jack's already outside, rifle in hand, eyes scanning the tree line. They find one of the ranch's security cameras shattered. Lou emerges, phone in hand, already calling the police. But Ty shakes his head. This isn't a warning anymore. They're coming! Amy's heart races. Who are they, Ty? Tell us everything. No more half-truths. So he finally does. Years ago, Ty discovered a hidden medical program while working up north. They were illegally experimenting on trauma survivors, manipulating memories, emotions, even personalities. He tried to report them, but before he could, he was taken, drugged, imprisoned. For years, he was kept in a remote compound. They used psychological torture, forced him to forget who he was. But one day, a fire broke out. It was chaos, and Ty escaped, barely alive. But escape came with a price. Now, the people who held him captive are hunting him, trying to silence him. And worse, Ty reveals that someone at Heartland might be helping them, feeding them information. He takes her hand, gentle and unsure. I'll wait, no matter how long it takes. In that moment, surrounded by broken fences and fading fear, something begins to heal. Not quickly, not completely, but it's a start. Because Heartland has always been more than a ranch. It's where lost souls find each other. It's where stories begin again. And this is just the beginning of Ty and Amy's next chapter. Sometimes, love doesn't return the way we expect. Sometimes it comes back, broken, bruised, and full of secrets. But what matters most is not how it returns. It's how we hold on when everything is falling apart. In this episode of Heartland Season 19, we didn't just witness Ty's return. We felt his pain, his regret, and the heavy weight of everything he left behind. We saw Amy still standing strong, even when her heart shattered all over again. Her tears weren't just for the past, they were for a future she's now unsure of. But Heartland has never been just about horses or ranch life. It's about healing. It's about second chances. It's about how a family, torn apart by time and truth, finds its way back. One tear, one hug, one moment at a time. What will happen next? Will Ty finally be free from his past? Will Amy learn to trust him again? Or will the darkness return to Heartland and tear them apart forever? One thing is certain. This season is going to be the most emotional, suspenseful, and unforgettable yet. So, if you felt that lump in your throat, if your heart raced as Ty fought for his family, and if Amy's silent heartbreak touched your soul, then you're not alone. The story has only just begun. Stay tuned for episode 2, because what comes next will change everything. And remember, at Heartland, even the deepest wounds can heal. With time, with love, and with the courage to face the truth. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more heart-touching updates and theories. Your support keeps the story alive. Until next time, keep believing in second chances. As fans, we waited years for this day, but no one expected it to feel like this. This isn't just a happy return, it's a test, a storm, a new beginning full of shadows. And yet, in the darkness, there's still a flicker of hope, because even when everything falls apart, Heartland teaches us one thing. Family can find a way, Love can be rebuilt, trust can be earned, but only if those who were lost are truly ready to be found. So what happens next? Will Amy forgive Ty? Will Lindy accept her father's return? Will the secrets that brought him back destroy the family or bring them closer than ever? The answers lie ahead, and you won't want to miss a second of it. Because Season 19 is not just another chapter, it's a rebirth, a journey through pain, love, and redemption. It's about learning to love again after betrayal, about healing after heartbreak, and most of all, about finding your way home, even when the path is covered in scars. If this episode touched your heart, if it left you with goosebumps, if it made you cry or smile or wonder, then you're exactly where you belong. Heartland is back, and it's more real than ever. Be sure to like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to stay updated with every twist, every tear, and every truth. Tell us, do you think Amy should forgive Ty, or has too much time passed? We'll be reading your thoughts, and trust me, the journey has only just begun. Until next time, hold on to hope, because in Heartland, even broken hearts can still find their way back to love.